Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Revival. Yes, it's another episode of the Kiss and Tell Show, which is proudly sponsored by Kiss Condoms, Ghana. And I mean, on today's episode, we are discussing reviving your sex life. I mean, this is quite interesting, right? And we are still inside Osu Pot's Belly Shack, and we say a very special thank you to them for giving us their space. And just so you remember that condom or Kiss condom is only for people who are sexually active or 18 years and above. Is it that you stay away or you stay protective with Kiss condom? And today I have my lovely guest looking all glamorous and all of that. Amasewa.
Yes, baby.
How are you?
I'm good, yeah.
I'm good too. I love the tone. I mean, it's very soothing. Oh yeah, savage.
Yes.
Savage himself, Adoke.
Yes, my dear.
I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right.
All right, you guys are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh. You see, Pot's Belly is a nice place, right?
It's a very cool place. I mean, the interior and all, Charlie.
Oh.
Come on.
Thank you.
Nobody
And
too.
yeah, of course, a very special thank you to Tina. She made me look this good. And also Amasewa, right? Okay, so we are moving straight up to our conversation, reviving your sex life. I mean, the question is quite self-explanatory. How do one revive his or her sex life with a partner? Let's take Adokwe first. Ladies first, but gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Asantua. First of all, you need to know whether you're not having good sex before you realize that you need to, revive it. Self-actualization. So you should come to a point where you're telling yourself, or you know within yourself that you're not having good sex. So, Charlie, for spice things out. You understand? So, once you have that admission, once you know within yourself that you're not having good sex with your partner, whoever you're having sex with, and then you can take steps to actually revive your sex. Communication, I think, is the first thing that you can do. You talk to your partner. You tell them, Charlie, I didn't you. The strokes are not good.
Strokes.
When you jump on top, cowgirl in kuyi,
hey, cowgirl just say, yeah, sex positions now. But your cowgirl near the
cowgirl say, oh, Obana better so I so very ride it.
Yeah, ride the bicycle and I say ride the car.
Your reverse cowgirl, so I just say.
But then, no, you better say that one for the other episode. I think we should be doing sex positions.
You need to talk to your partner how you want it or how you're not enjoying the sex, and then you can come to a compromise and then add stuff that you need to ask. First of all, you ask yourself what gets you there. Foreplay is very important. And yes, there can be spontaneous sex, but most of the times you need build up.
But only maybe I'll be on foreplay na sympathy
emia to the game.
Emia
Like I see emia. Na emia kra obetimi asore no pa. Ebi wa asore no o partner ko adwuma ntem. Sexting be say timi koso.
Where before work there.
What I say, what should draws come and be an opera what text baby. We na masha no pay you feeling say I would you mun adria boss it. What I say, would you cry or be feel no cry no feel I never cost. So all these things are important. You need to spice up, your sex by sexting, flirting with your partner. And yes, because you have them, you're not flirting with them again. You still need to, flirt with them like it's the first time trying to get them into your corner. So you're texting him or her what you're wearing, what you're not wearing, washroom. Just say intimacy, and say about all these things, spices up or gears your partner up before they even come home to see you when it's about sex.
I know that's where the problem is though. More pembana, more hard drink too much. After we are say we are not
you're not doing the work. But it's important. You need to keep up the pressure because boys are wild. Slack. Slack kakra we ma bad we bi aje. Say they biano more kasa intimacy mooding komo. Or your girl to your boy to say no we wakono. Or also sing abon ne to kaka ati ase pa and they say you are she the efe ucho mu kitchen and they oh compound house you can't do this please. And you see our final kaka, all these things are little sparks that adds a lot of spice to your sexual life, and from that comes to the real action. Talk to your partner. What do you want? Am I eating it right? What do you say? If you say no, you go say we're doing say oh boy you money now, but now why is it? Baby, sir, am I eating it right? Am I doing it right?
But do you know that that is when I heard something like enkoye but or the whole why but I heard people cry during sex because it's nice.
Yeah.
People cry during sex because it's not nice. Like they're actually feeling pain, right? So how do you even know that? Also because and also because
that's where
the sound is different. Oh yeah.
Hey, wow. How different?
Oh, it's when the person is feeling it, sound different from the person's not feeling it. Let's be real. Sound different. I say, Ote, because say,
we expect of it.
We expect. Thank you.
And you see, that's where communication comes in. It's either pleasure or pain. So you must ask questions. There are people who moan because it's pleasurable. There are also partners who moan because it's pain. So if you're not asking questions, you need to ask him or her, are you enjoying it? Is the position comfortable? One thing we need to take into consideration is comfortability. Positions it's not good for you, maybe because of your body type. Maybe a pornography, you're trying to do it. You need to know your body type, and then you need to do what is right, like what is fitting for you and your partner. And then our communication, correct. Moonings are very, very important. Maybe say personally, I like a vocal woman, like Chermini. What you say?
Do you think talking during sex in Leboa?
Yeah.
Really?
Say, I am Berman. Let me put it this way: Berman be expect some banning quantum moon. When a guy moons and when he's on top of you and he's mooning, you get extra orgasm. I tell you, Charlie. It's like, so nice. Like rich because and unim when you're giving him head and he's mooning like he's just baby like. Esa now, even though a dear bishop banana bishop udi still you get extra wet. And it's real, like it's true. You get extra wet. And men have to moan. You don't have to just relax and let the woman no, you have to enjoy it. And when you are even spanking your woman, moan. Yes, one part on the babe. Whoa, bear man, moaning, no ban some money, yes.
That's true.
But someone say real men don't moan.
Please, you need to.
That's the thing about societal structures and toxic masculinity and all. For me personally, I feel like you don't take your man ego into sex. Let it all go. Like enjoy yourself. It's not a competition. Let yourself go. So for me, when I'm getting into sex, I'm doing choking. I'm doing a lot of things.
You choke some.
Yeah, you can choke me. I can choke you. Like
after the show, after the show.
Oh, maybe who can boy papa?
Oh, I see. But confess, like I who boy.
I mean, Charlie, let yourself go.
Do you think, you get intimate with someone and I say you having sex with the person, no? Don't you think it's quite appropriate to ask the person how you want your sex?
Yeah,
how you want this?
Very
because, like, Ube Chokim is saying, I don't know.
As I'm trying to say, you talk to your partner. There are people with different sexual fantasies and kinks. What do you say? If more, they like the gentle, silent sex. That's not for me. Very freaky, like when person me yeniyama. Oh, me yeniyama, me finyama, me tafrinyama. As I say, me yeniyama be, and there are people who are quite laid back when it comes to sex. It's fine. There's no criteria. Once it gets you there, it gets you there. There's no specific way and answer because we once it's working for you, you go for it. But I think you should communicate with your partner. when you're matching your sexual drive, when you have a partner and you guys match your sexual drive, then there's nothing like too much sex because when you have a sexual drive in your stroke. But we will see, and then either you compromise like this and now we need to catch up. So you have a conversation with your partner, how they want it, how you want it. Then you have beautiful sex. And it should always be pleasurable. Like, it should be pleasurable sex, nothing like pain, nothing like, gang, bro. Enjoy what you're doing. Like,
and to add up to what he's saying, I keep saying that as a lady and as a woman, you should be a stripper in bed for your man. You shouldn't be relaxed, say the man should do all the work. As a woman, sometimes you need to take over. Sometimes you, the lady, need to make love to your man.
You should even request for it.
You should request for it. He was saying something and I was really happy with that. You should start a test. And yet, when he's at work, you should test him, babe. Tonight, I want you to eat food and eat food. And to know, say, babe, will you eat before you eat or you eat before you eat? And to say, no, what's 7? And that's all I choose, eat before eat. And I say, eat before eater. Then you know what to do. Then you can start from the bathroom. You can start. Sex can happen from anywhere. And you know,
but I know people find having sex anywhere very weird because personally growing up, we have those Ghanaian mindsets and those traditions that like only obi cohabit sex, and aside that cohabit sex or bathroom, baby. We believe that, or most Ghanaian parents or even people who are really,
you said what? What did you say? Our parents now, no, it's not like
that. If they think that it's appropriate, so they don't call it fear, no, they don't call it them, and it's just uphill.
See, at the end of the day,
sex with you in the bathhouse,
how we as a
but
society.
But it's flags,
flags.
All right, so as the conversation gets interesting, we're also expecting you to share with us your opinions and your views on the topic we are discussing, and you can also tell us what you want us to discuss on our next episode. So do well to comment in the comment section and tell a friend to tell a friend that Evergreen Asantua is on the Kiss and Tell show. Tell a friend once again to tell a friend to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kiss Ghana, and also do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Kiss Condoms GH. And we're right here inside Osu Port Belly Shack. Thank you for your space. And back to Adokwe and Amasewa, my name. This is freaky interesting. I don't know, funky freaky, right? This is a funky freaky episode. So back to our conversation, reviving your sex life. How does reviving your sex life help a relationship? Like, what are some of the advantages before we talk about the disadvantage? So some advantages of reviving your sex life. Amasewa, can you?
Okay, so it helps in keeping the relationship new.
Okay.
It's not always one way. It helps in really keeping the relationship new. Because Sianfan said, say debia a one way, bedroom. You need to change it. Sometimes you need to get a new environment. And let me say this, sometimes when you keep having the same sex or the same bed, the same room, the same house, it becomes normal. But when you travel somewhere cool, nice, and you do the same thing, it's the same sex, but you feel like this one is so special.
Yeah, it's unique.
You see, you feel like this is so special. And in a relationship, you need to try your possible best. It shouldn't be always one way. It's an advantage a woman say when it's not always one way, and yet they be and pass and yet they be say what's spicing a cacao with lingerie now what be something perfume. You need to take care of your skin and your body too. And before the sex, and yet they be now we jare time be your home now the spray cacao go the man too, now with the spray then you go there, then some candles be, people don't really take this serious. Sometimes, ma ukunu ni ho na oyiri ni ho no spread flowers e won paneso so candles, scented candles, and yet one scented candles boka to na ye bibi spice something up. Like, so yes, when she comes home and she sees that it's a relationship and a marriage, and it drew 10 years now. It feels new. It feels new. It starts all over again. So she feels like, or he feels like, oh wow, my partner still has that touch, that feel for me.
It revives the whole
But
feeling
say
too.
a quiet one way not the beer and personal we from tomorrow. Now say them also social box. No. Sometimes you need to spice things up. Sometimes some got to talk to sex.
Yeah, and that's my follow-up questions because you made mention of product. Into what you also make of Adukwe, buying sex toys, and aside sex toys, let's also talk about those lubricants and those things.
Sex enhancing products.
When you say some of us, the female, we buy products, say feminine wash, just so about say where that. What do you make of that?
I think sex enhancement products are very important. I mean, once you start seeing them as enhancement rather than competition, there are people who are totally against it, and I don't fault them at all. Personally, I see them as partners, like to spice up your sex wherever you're having it. A vibrator or a dildo.
So
or a
it means
lubricant.
indirectly you buy a sex toy for your girlfriend.
Oh yes, for that's what I'm saying. I see it, or I see them as enhancement products, or I see them as partnerships to spice up your relationship rather than competition. And I know people who are vehemently against it because they feel like that will be replacing them in the bedroom. We are not forgetting about self-pleasure, because you might not be home, you might be traveling. I mean, your woman can do something for herself. No trauma. What I say. It's a level in our but new beer and a person. But for me, I think sex enhancement products like lubricants, like sex toys, the two types, so many of them. Like there are so many of them. When you get to a sex shop, you find out, you talk to an expert, you find out what helps you, and then you can also introduce that into your bedroom.
I was just about to address that because you viewers at home, it's very important that you take notes that if you are buying a product, it's good to know this works for me, it works for your body. Just like those organic soap and the it might work for you, might not work for me. So know what suits you and your body.
And when you go ask questions, you really need to ask questions. And you did ask of ladies putting stuffs there to spice that place up. No, it's not good. It's not good because the nyamediama liquid and I say fluid na e work on nyamediama when you put stuffs there, you're destroying.
But I'm say when you say Bema bet me a catcher, so you are not wet enough for me. And because I might want to keep my man, Meka Koto Bibi say I want to get more wet for my man.
We have products a bit in your boa and on FDA Ajia too. You take, not put it there. You understand? You take it. But who they share on man, who them cancer? People don't think about all those stuffs. You understand? So yes, you have to spice things up in your relationship. You need to let things be spicy, but whilst you are doing that, think about the negative and positive side of whatever you are doing. Because BBM you are negative and you are positive. So if you think, say, you are not getting wet, extra wet, you go to the gynecologist, you go to the doctor, you tell him or her, say, this is my problem. Then they help you. You understand? They'll give you the right drugs to take, better help you. And you were saying something about guys buying, they need to. Some guys don't know how to. When we talk about spicing things up, and also young can and Bemen do no, it's bad. I'm serious, it's bad.
Because people do that.
They do it, and you don't know say, and no, my infection, so whilst you're spicing things up, go to the sex toy shop. Buy stuff like how you were saying. Buy stuff. We have lubricants. We have component edible. So you place it there, then you go down. I'm talking about both. You can go. Your woman can go down. The man can go down. Yes, you do that. So you just don't. And you say you can say spice things up into you better how can then you go and be putting stuff down there. No, that one there. I'll not encourage.
I mean, I think when it comes to those things, you should talk to an expert because people are carrying trauma. People are carrying a lot of. Maybe someone sexually abused some time ago. Naturally, that you need to see a doctor. No amount of will be on the back as well because natural way. What I say. So you need to talk to an expert. Talk to them about if it's about trauma, if it's about previous, sexual assault, something that's not making you enjoy the sex. You talk to them. They take you to therapy, and then you can revive your sex, life back.
All right. So if you find out that your sex life is bad, and maybe my partner has a problem and I can't address you like about it or her, what do you do?
Address.
Yeah.
I
As
hope.
in me there too.
Do you remember he said something about communication?
Yeah.
Very important.
Communication.
No, this is the case that
No.
say,
How?
you know, some people are very careful about emotional, like how people feel
It's
emotionally,
awesome.
how they take things.
Yes.
And I feel like, oh, maybe I do quite is too emotional. So maybe I say, babes, maybe I know the uncle Yana for some time now. I've been feeling this. Because and now the opposite, that kind of vibe. To me, can't share. Who do I talk to?
So
How do I get him to know that this is what is happening?
you talk to an expert. You can tell him one time. You can tell him, let's go see a doctor. I've been feeling. You use yourself as an example. I'm feeling kind of funny. So I don't know. Can you take me to a doctor? Can you escort me? Can you go there with me? Then they go there. When you both go there, you have already spoken to the doctor.
Yeah.
What can be a Chinese doctor? This and that. So when he comes, help.
He will know how to.
Good.
Okay.
Internet or basana. Then the doctor will explain things. Say, we'll even use you as an example. Say, okay. Okay, you used to washroom be and also baby say, you know, say sexual transmitted diseases
It's real,
and yet
like it's real.
only about sex. Yeah. Sometimes we
not
ladies we get
yeah,
it good.
true.
Into no doctor na catch oh or call washroom now I be explain this or call say when you say into she getting that you guys have already had sex.
So you should
there is
do a checkup or something.
Do a checkup. Into true that you know. You bet you man
find
so
out.
I don't know hurting the feelings that
Yeah.
much but no abibia good abibia then you tell him in a nice way say babe this is what happened
I
and
realized
then he himself will be like then my woman really think
intelligent.
good
Yeah.
or my man really thinks about me.
Wow, that's great. So now let's talk about the disadvantage.
I mean, you all know. I know. I'm privy to ones that's actually ended in divorce or ended a relationship because it was that bad. What you say. So once you are not making ways or allowing yourself to revive your sex life with whoever you're having sex with, it might be detrimental to whether it's marriage, whether it's a relationship, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Sex is very, very important.
Yeah.
Very important in any kind of relationship that you are. So it might break your home, your partner might cheat, and leave you hurt. I mean, Charlie, what would you rather gain if you revive? Wouldn't you rather revive it than lose your person? You understand? So I think there's so many disadvantages when it comes to not reviving, your sexual life. I think the big one is that you can lose your partner.
Yeah.
It might end in divorce, and it might get your partner cheating.
It's my get
That's
your partner
interesting.
cheating. Let me
Yeah.
add something to
Yes.
what he was saying. You know, sometimes we the women, when kawan be saying ya we then we feel relaxed.
Relaxing.
Ebi wo hokwa e bamba mu yo. The person feels so relaxed. Oh, me nya na wie then you see the man starts cheating. Most of men cheating, they push you to do that. I know, say a lot of people will come against me, but what I'm saying is the truth. Most of the men cheating, and Barney being a push you. Sometimes he's not having peace of mind at home. And as about what them to my bomu. What them to my bomu? What do you have? What don't to my bomu? Oh, you're home pasa. It's a son. He doesn't find you attractive. And some people to okay, let's take it this way. Wow, 1, 2, or 3. It's stressful. We understand. It's really stressful. But once in a while, you need to spice things up. You can't tell me just because of the kids, the whole throughout the marriage or whatever. No, you can't. Good. And one night you bet your man crana aqua granny hono. Say granny knew her auntie wo hono. Auntie knew hono. Yes, moko baby are there. But there are some people they don't think about all this. It's all like okay, my woman. So it's bad. And it has led to a lot of divorce, like he said. Like Savage said, it has led to a lot of divorce, a lot of broken homes, a lot sex. We make sex like we look at sex like a sin. But it's the and no let yes. When it's sex, let them know. So you can't take sex away from life. it's part of it.
I mean, that is why if you can't stay, I mean, if you can't get away or do away with sex, you have to stay protective.
Use
no, kiss condom.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Use kiss condom.
Papa.
It's nice, so.
What's a strawberry name?
Yeah, come on, come on.
Sister,
Mama will be white.
I mean, that's what Amma has said. Like, if you spice things up, you can't always be the same place. It should be spontaneous sometime. We'll pay $3 no, or the share. Baby, something nice. Maybe men, when you men too, you know, men, you see a lingerie somewhere.
Yeah.
Ultimate. Get it for me. I want you to wear it for me. Scented candles. So many things get us there. There are people who are even collectors of underwears. Like,
and you know, funny enough,
you know,
I find it quite surprising when I get to know that some guys are not doing so well to revive their sex life. Because a guy will literally do anything or everything to get a woman to sleep with her. But we are back on me, we are that same. You can't put in that same effort. No, fine yet, BB man and ninja.
Lose form. Girls like no boys. Boys, you need to pressure you for add pressure. You understand? You for be sexy. You for be think out of the box when it comes to sex. You understand? Sometimes you can just pick up your partner's underwear, like sniff your woman some way, be see that sense. Like, sniff your woman some way with church and Charlie. I'm smelling you at home. I want you tonight. Yeah, baby. You know, there are so many things that gets women there, that gets people there, that are even non-sexual.
Yeah.
Get a lingerie, get a
people lack that.
Yeah, they do.
True.
Yeah.
So you need to do a lot to keep it going, because if you slack, these days, Accra small, they go cheat on you, bro.
Accra Your eyes for open.
Yeah, I for be sharp. For be sharp.
Okay, I mean, tell us something small. Tell my viewers that if you are out there and you don't know much about sex, or you want to sustain your relationship, and in terms of having issues or challenges with your sex life, what advice can you give to them?
Communicate, because communication goes a long way. Communicate. Secondly, to spice things up. When we say spice things up, change rooms, change the environment, change the sex positions, try new things, learn. People don't learn. There are some people where they've been married for 10 years, but up till now, only some specific part of the partner or better to get them there. I hope you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it.
So explore the body from head to toe. But you might never know. So explore, communicate, and let me say change environment. And sometimes to the men, buy stuffs for your women. Sometimes men can't show. People think that Ghanaian men are not romantic, but they are. Because there are Ghanaian men in Ghana here that will get you flowers.
Ghana,
yes, flowers, chocolate, and all those things. It's once in a while. And so say
Ghana, chocolate
and so say anniversary, and so say any baby, and son one man flowers. Sometimes it's surprising. Okay, sometimes a bear one crash all the flowers are baby. The lady's not in the moon. She's wet.
You know, and I know, sir, I don't know. You guys underestimate it.
Yes.
I mean, if a lady should just you know what it means? What giant side check back. Today we are it means a lot.
So communication, learning your partner's body, and therapy is very, very important. Seek expert advice. Sometimes you need to visit doctors. Safe sex, consensual sex, pleasurable sex, very, very important.
You are ending the convo, but what hate to be you know, Ghanaians are very scared about this therapy thing. Like, just to open up to people is like a problem. Say, babe, like we being like I say time.
And you know, depression is really killing a lot of relationship too, because when you are depressed, it drives your sex drive becomes low. Let me
Yeah.
put it that way. So it affects you. So you communicate. So the best thing is to seek for an expert, like he was saying,
And confide.
and
in-
confide
That's
in
it.
him.
All right, that's great. I mean, it has been a lovely conversation, and it has to end, unfortunately. So please, your final words. I'm gonna say, wow, this time around, ladies first.
Okay, so what I'll say is communication. You need to communicate and spice things up, please. Change positions. Men, missionary, they be change it. Change your environment too, because it helps. You need to spice things up. So you spicing things up in travel. Or if I say, what they have a terms for it, I forgot it. Into because you see new things.
New things.
And the change of environment helps your body and your partner. Yes, that's all I was saying.
Aduke, then I'll back up.
Yeah, it's simple. Like I always say, communicate, learn your partner's body, seek help. Therapy is very important, and also regular checkup. Regular checkup. Chale body no senate and name so regular checkup is very important. And also take consent very serious. Sexual assault, rape could happen to in so many ways. So make sure she's saying yes. Make sure he's saying yes before you engage into anything.
I mean, you viewers at home can testify with me that it has been a lovely conversation with my special guest, Amosewa, who is a fashion designer, professional, of course, and also a media personality, and Adukwe, who is a broadcaster, Adukwe Savage. So I mean, you guys should take note. So, and also remember that this show is proudly sponsored by Kiss Condoms GH, and that is also their social media handles on all social media platforms, and our YouTube is Kiss Ghana. So do well to subscribe and always turn on your notification button so you tell a friend to tell another friend that Evergreen Asantwa is right here on the Kiss and Tell show with her special guest. So I mean, I'm gonna see you same time, right? Somewhere on the next episode.